Hello Sprinter people. Alright, today we're gonna replace the fuel filter, which is super important on a 2012 Mercedes Sprinter diesel 3.0 liter engine. So as you can see, the fuel filter is located right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. So which is right below your airbox. So that means you are required to remove your airbox. 1, 2, and then pull it up from here. Very simple. You just disconnect from here, and then loosen this bolt here. Disconnect this, and then you can just I think you have to also this and these sockets, remove them, press, take them out, and then you just pull this airbox towards you, pull it towards you, and then as you can see in the back is just latching here, so when you pull it towards you, it will just come out. So that's the first step. We have to remove this top first to have a smooth access. And another thing is, when you order your part, I got the MAN filter, I have to return this like couple times. First time they send me a broken one, second time they send me a wrong one. So you have to be careful, like it depends on your Mercedes Sprinter filter type. So as you can see, mine make sure it has the 5 1 2 3 4 5 socket things here, and then the position is like this, same like the mine all the way there. You got these two things here, and then the problem was the one they sent me on the second time, it didn't have this plug right here. It didn't have this plug right here. As you can see, mine has this plug. You see that it goes all the way to here and then connects to somewhere around here. So all I have to do is basically disconnect from there and then connect it back to the new one connected here. So but mine, the second one, they sent me, it's a slight model difference, but it didn't have this. So it has like its own cable, but it didn't have this. So like, oh, that's not the right one. So make sure that you have to exactly match how yours looks like. Once you find out how yours looks like, then you go ahead and order the exact one. Otherwise, there's different, like 2 3 4 types of different filters, not just simple like as many cars. You just put a Sprinter and then we'll pop up 4 type. So make sure that yours matches like that. So then you just order the matching part. So let's remove this and let's go next step. All right, so we remove the airbox. So as you can see right here, you just these two parts right here, you just go right in here. You just plug right here, so you just pull it towards you, it comes out. So next is basically, as you can see, the fuel filter. You have to disconnect this socket here, and then there is these pins here. You have to press them down and pull it out. And then this one is a crimp. These two crimps here, we have to, I guess, break them loose and then disconnect that. And once you do that, as you can see, the fuel filter is held by 1, 2, and then 3. I think there's three nuts, bolts, I guess. You have to disconnect this so you can pull it out like that. So yeah, that's the next step. Let's do that. All right, so I'm about to pull this hose out. So it's held with these clips right here. So I pressed it with this kind of tool. You see this kind of tool. So it's about to come out, so I don't want to lose it. So take this out and then the hose will come out. Yep, there it is. So yeah, I took it out. So now the hose should come out. Let's see. The hose should come out. Yeah, I need both hands. All right, so finally the hose is out. It's kind of a little bit, it was like that, so a little bit tight. So I used a screw to put around here and then kind of wiggle a little bit. Use the help of a screw, and then you are good to go on that step. So we remove this hose. So now we remove this socket right here. Now is removing these two hoses. Make sure that which one is which. Maybe mark them so that you don't put them opposite side when you put them in. Maybe mark 1, 2. Yep. let's do that. All right, so as you can see, it was a little bit tough to break loose these hose clamps. Yeah, I used a lot of like these tools, like this plier, this different kind of screwdriver, and just wiggling it. Make sure you don't, pinch hurt the hose, but uh, yeah, it was not easy unless you have like a proper hose clamp cutter. Much easier, but these things, uh, this part is not the cutter from the top, so the cutter is all the way in the bottom. So, but the hose clamps cutters are, this cutter part is on the tip, so it's easy. You just cut it from hard. So, but otherwise, you have to just use different ways to just wiggle it. And now I pushed it all the way in the back, so now the hose ready to be pulled out. And as you can see, I wrote number 2, number 1, so I don't confuse the hoses. All right, let's do that. All right, so as you can see, I got rid of it was easy to take out this hose, but the number 2 hose is kind of very sticky, hard to take out. So I'm going to be using WD-40. I'm going to spread around the hose and then wiggle it with the screwdriver, all around these corners. Put a screwdriver, and before, make sure you don't damage this, but just try to wiggle it, and hopefully the WD-40 also will loosen it. So that's the next step. All right, so as you can see, I finally get this hose loose, the shorter one and the longer one, they're loose. So now is removing this 1, 2 and 3 that's holding the whole fuel pump. So that's the next step. Let's do that. All right, so another important thing I forgot to mention is if you want to access this bolt in the back that's holding the fuel filter, this hose also need to be removed. So this hose is connected to the turbo, which is the turbo right here. So you just have to basically loosen these bolts, hose clamp a little bit, and then just pull it. When you pull it, then you have access to, smooth access to put a 8mm socket in here, and then remove this. So this is the last bolt I'm gonna have to remove before I pull the fuel filter out. All right, so the last bolt is out. So as you can see now, the fuel filter easy to be pulled out. So that's it, it's ready to be pulled out. Let's pull it out. Very easy. So yeah, let's just slide it out. Yay, it's out. Very simple. There it is. So now we just have to take out this clamp, as you can see right here. I don't know when it was last changed. So yeah, there is this thing that's holding the clamp. So we just loosen this, take this out, and then put the new one. All right, let's do that. All right, so before we swap the clamps, the new one, the old one. So you see the position of where the clamps are set up. So when you swap them, take it out from here to here, you gotta put it in the same position, so that when you put it back, everything will be lined up. So you remember how it is. Yeah, and then we have to remove this, remove this, and ready to plug. Oh, I might need to get a new hose clamp for this, so I'll show you that too when I get the new ones. All right, so what I did now is I transfer the clamps to the new one, and then make sure it lines up with the hole. 1, 1, 2, 3, and then so basically using this kind of, I just tied it by hand. This is where the hose clamp ties, and then I'm gonna take it out and then tie it very strongly. At least I know where they're lined up. It's perfect. So now what we do is we take it out again, and then tie it outside. All right, that's the way. Then at least you know that the hose clamps are all lined up, and then tied it. Then you go to the next step. All right, so when you do this job, at the end, your main important connections are this connection right here, where the hose comes in, and then this and this. So make sure these are very secure and tight, because after that you have to test. You have to check if there's no leak once the engine is running. So you don't want any leak coming from, you know, this one of these three places. So these are the most you have to be careful. So especially when you put this clip back, as you can see, it has, you know, this the position how it's supposed to be, and then as you can see, it has a it has a hole right here, you know, at the line in the middle. So it should, when you put the hose, it's just an example, but oops, yeah, this should go flush in. When you put the clip back, it should go all the way in to secure the hose. So I'm just testing the cover. Yeah, this make sure that this sits in all the way. Right now it's not all the way in because as you can see, still sticking out. But yeah, this part need to go all the way in. Make sure that's, you know, so that you can avoid any leaks. That's yeah, that's what we're gonna check at the end. All right. All right, now we put everything in. So now we're tightening these three brackets equally. Piece of cake. That's the easy part. All right. All right, so now those three bolts are nice and tight. So next step is putting back this hose to the turbo because this area is clear. So now just connect that back, tight this back. That's the next step. All right, so I put this hose back now. Make sure that it's secure. I mean, it's all the way in tightly because this is your turbo here. So if it's not all the way in and if it's gonna be a leak, you're gonna have problem. This is very sensitive. I honestly didn't want to remove this, but since I didn't have no option to get to that bolt right there, I have to remove it. But yeah, when you put it back, just make sure that it's all the way in properly and tight, enoughly, I mean, securely tight. Not like you don't want to break it, but yeah, because you don't want no air leak from here, and you don't want to have any issue when it comes to your turbo. All right, so now we're ready to put this hose back. So as you can see, this thing I was telling you about, it goes right like in here. So you see this thing, the locking part in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, this part should come on the outside, because you can see. Let me see. Yeah, not so. Not this. I don't know the focus. Yeah, not this way. This way is on the inside part, but make sure you put it on the outside part, because the locking part has to be facing the driver's side. Yeah, that's the thing. That's how it will latch in properly here. All right, let's do that. Okay, I just realized what mistake I did. So when I'm on the way to put this in, now I'm losing more space to put the clip in and to really fully secure it properly, because I put this hose first. So I'm gonna have to remove this first so that I can have a clear room to work here. Yeah, so I don't recommend putting this first before you connect this hose. Connect this hose and then you can connect this later. All right, so it's properly in now, and also test it, you know, if it's gonna come out easily or not. Make sure it's super tight. Shouldn't come out. So I'm testing it, I'm pulling, and good resistance. That means the clip is all the way in properly. Yep, so that's one step. The next step is putting these two hoses and then this part back, and that's job done. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and get me these proper hose clamps for this, and we'll finish it up soon. I ended up going to Harbor Freight and grabbed this fuel clamp kit. These are super recommended because they're not gonna damage your hose. So these are the best one. Definitely, if you want a clamp for your fuel hose, definitely get this kind. They're not gonna damage the hose at all inside, and they just tight them. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this. All right, there it is. Everything installed. Nice clamps. They clamp very nicely. They don't damage the hose. Make sure that the hose is super tight, it's not coming out. That's it. This is how you install a fuel filter on a Mercedes Sprinter. Now I just put back the air boxes and everything, and we're done. and I'll check for leaks later on when I start the engine. All right, I'll leave the link under the description for this type of fuel filter. All right, happy driving.